morning, 10:01. We have 34 degrees and a dense fog advisory in effect for another hour for Walworth and Jefferson counties. Becoming partly cloudy with a high today of 40. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. Wisconsin officials say Medicaid expenses will be more than originally expected.
The Department of Health Services says Medicaid GPR spending will likely come in $200 million higher than projected when the state budget was signed over the summer. In a letter to the state's Joint Finance Committee, DHS Secretary Kristin cited several factors for the projected shortfall. That includes unanticipated higher costs for prescription drugs, Medicare buy-in programs, and fee-for-service mental health and substance use disorder services. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Two major Wisconsin food pantries receiving state funds to help keep their shelves stocked. Hunger Task Force and Feeding Wisconsin will each get over $2 million through the Food Security and Wisconsin Products Grant Program. Most of the funding will be used to purchase items that are produced or processed in Wisconsin in an effort to help local farmers. Both food banks serve over 1 million Wisconsinites every year. Number of Minnesota officials testifying at a congressional hearing on government fraud allegations in the state. 3 Republican state lawmakers will appear before the U.S. House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. That committee's chairman, Representative James Comer, also has invited Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and State Attorney General Keith Ellison to testify at a future hearing. The U.S. has seized 2 oil tankers it says were linked to Venezuela, one in the Caribbean, and the U.S. military says it was under sanctions. The second vessel was captured in the North Atlantic. U.S. military sources tell ABC News it was not carrying oil. ABC's Luis Martinez says the ship in the North Atlantic was the 3rd oil tanker captured by the U.S. since December 10th.
There are Russian Navy vessels in the vicinity of the tanker. It appears that over the last couple of days, those Russian vessels moved closer to the marinera, in effect, to maybe escort it. So the question now becomes, what do those ships do?
The American Federation of Teachers demanding reprimands be lifted and terminations be reversed for educators who posted about assassinated activist Charlie Kirk. The group's Texas branch has filed a federal lawsuit.
After Charlie Kirk's killing, the Texas Education Commissioner launched investigations of teachers who had made comments deemed, quote, reprehensible and inappropriate. Randy Weingarten heads the American Federation of Teachers and says of the probes,
it's literally the classic definition of a First Amendment violation.
State leaders, including Governor Greg Abbott, have called for the firing of teachers who made comments critical of Charlie Kirk, even on private social media pages. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Nick Reiner is scheduled to be arraigned soon for the murder of his parents at their Los Angeles home. Actor-director Rob Reiner and his photographer wife Michelle died from knife wounds a few hours after their son caused a scene at a holiday party. Monday, People magazine reported Nick Reiner was removed from a suicide watch at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in downtown Los Angeles. Glorioso's Italian market on Brady Street reopening after a fire forced it to close early October. The family-owned market says it took months of cleanup, rebuilding, and support from the community to get here. Owner Carmine Preston tells WTMJ.
It's a great feeling knowing that when you're a family-owned business and you've been in the community for so long, you know, that they stand by because they know what it is. It's not a corporate America. It's another family here trying to keep the Glorioso name going strong in the city of Milwaukee. It just goes to show you what Gloriosos means to the city.
Glorioso says customers will see some upgrades, but the same family recipes are back. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is down 161 points. The NASDAQ up 116. S&P 500 up 8. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:05.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. All different types of injury lawyers advertise. Cartoon lawyers, bobblehead lawyers, and folks chasing ambulances with text messages. Our clients don't want or need such lawyers. Our clients know, like, and trust that Pasternak and Zergabel will help in their time of need. I'm Jeff Zergabel of Pasternak and Zergabel. Frank Pasternak and I are excellent personal injury lawyers in our community. If you need help after an injury, go to Pasternak and Zergabel at injurywisconsin.com. That's injurywisconsin.com.
If you've been thinking about a makeover for your kitchen cabinets, let me tell you why now is the perfect time. During the New Year New Kitchen event at Redo Cabinets, you'll get 75% off installation with every remodeling project, plus no interest and no payments until 2027. That's right, 2027. It's Redo Cabinets' best offer of the year. You'll transform your existing kitchen with a fresh new look and premium products made right here in the USA. Quickly transform your dated kitchen without the hassle, the stress, and the cost of a full remodel, with premium cabinet refacing in just days. Learn about the options, the colors, the styles, the accessories, and the savings. The Redo Cabinets New Year New Kitchen event is on now. Get 75% off installation, plus no interest or payments until 2027. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit RedoCabinets.com. This year, don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Packers open playoffs with that rivalry game. Green Bay will play the Chicago Bears Saturday night at Soldier Field. Teams split their 2 regular season meetings. Bucks set to continue their road trip. Milwaukee will play the Warriors tonight by the Bay. Milwaukee 16-20 entering the game. In men's college basketball, Wisconsin beat UCLA 80-72 at home. Today, Marquette returns home to face Xavier. Golden Eagles have lost 6 consecutive games and are 5-10 this season. Badgers Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 north at Howard Avenue. We did have a crash. It was off on the left shoulder. It looks like that has been cleared off. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Dense fog advisory in effect until 11 this morning for Walworth and Jefferson counties. Becoming partly cloudy with a high 40 today, partly cloudy 36 overnight. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow with rain possible tomorrow afternoon, a high 51. Rain early Friday, then patchy drizzle, cloudy skies, high 43. Chance of a rain and snow mix on Saturday with a high 36. And a slight chance of flurries on Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 28. 31 in Madison, 32 in Green Bay, 34 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Listen, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Indeed, it's hump day. Welcome, Kristin Brey. How are you on this fine morning?
You know, I had a wrestling match with my toddler.
You did.
I won.
You should win. You're a gangly, almost 6 foot tall woman, and she's, 3 feet tall?
She's pretty tall for a 2-year-old, but pretty feisty. I did win.
With you and your husband's heights, that girl's probably going to be like 6'5".
I hope she's not 6'5".
She's going to be a tall
I think
kid.
There's a chance she could be over 6
Every generation, people are getting taller in the last 100 years. Did you know this?
I did know that.
Better nutrition, yeah. Not necessarily because we're smarter. Anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Who correlates those two things?
I do.
Okay.
Because I'm going somewhere with
that.
With that
okay.
Point. It's a deep.
Did I screw up your segue?
No, not at all. And as you know, thanks for joining us on this Hump Day edition, Wednesday. Just teasing ahead, ask us anything. Your opportunity to ask us questions about any subject matter. Doesn't matter. Could be fun. Could be politics. Can be whatever. You ask.
Can be whatever.
855-616-1620. And that avenue, that port to this show is always open. It's the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Just yesterday, we were talking about the anniversary date of the January 6th insurrection / riot / tourist walk around, whatever, depending on your point of view. And we know there's definitely point of views on this. And you know mine. Very strong opinion that should not have happened. It's a stain on our nation's history.
We should not forget it.
We should definitely not forget it.
We should not whitewash it.
I did not plan to talk about it today.
I did not either.
But then you read or you hear or you listen the White House, because they can't keep their dirty little paws off of anything and any story and any rewrite, revision We were talking a few weeks ago about the presidential portraits. Now the Walk of Shame or Walk of Fame, whatever President Donald Trump calls it, outside the Oval Office where it has presidents, and he's written basically, and they've basically made plaques verbatim of his words about what he thinks about all the previous presidents, including himself, the current president. But it's no surprise that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, still thinks the 2020 election was stolen. And now they've essentially, on federal government sites and social media, are now basically rewriting the history of January 6th. What do you think about all this, Kristin, Brey?
Well, I don't think we can trust federal websites anymore.
No, seriously. And there's bigger points here. And I put a couple notes in our show outlines. Like, are we past the point of no return when it comes to facts? Because I put it in here. Judges cite facts, right? Journalists verify facts, at least they're supposed to. Voters, we certainly argue about facts, both sides, right? So are we supposed to not trust the facts or not even have a general understanding of what facts are anymore? And probably the bigger picture and the question I'm fascinated by, are we no longer a fact-based culture or a country? It doesn't seem like it. If our highest office and our government websites are now filled with conspiracy theories, because one of the subheads on this government site, stolen election certified, the actions, which were actually correct because the election wasn't stolen. President Trump's silence. Mike Pence refuses to act. Mike Pence did his job. Mike Pence is a hero. And if you have an alternate opinion on that, you're wrong. And I'm sorry. It's your opinion, but you're wrong on it. He stepped up when no one else would in that administration. And I think that he'll be remembered fondly in as we move past this, hopefully, in our annals of history as somebody who did the right thing at the toughest time. Because we don't know, probably even to this day, the extent of how much the at the time ex-president, now current president, pushed the buttons to try to make that election go away.
Well, I mean, Jack Smith knows.
He
I guess we
does.
didn't get to talk about that because that happened while you were out, as far as them releasing the transcript from his closed door session with the House, as far as his unwavering, and Bill's pushback on this on the 2nd, so the day after, when you were in Vegas, was, well, any prosecutor is going to be able to say that I had sufficient evidence, because that's what the case was. But, there was, he said, I would be honest, shadow of a doubt, I had enough information to make the case. But if you have not seen the updated website, it is whitehouse.gov/J6. And it's a completely different version of the timeline of what happened that day. And it has been fact-checked many times by many different sources as far as this was not what happened. But here we are.
And I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. I could literally right now, if we wanted to, we're not going to because I'm not going to belabor the point, play every Republican leader on that day. They got up in their official access to the floor of the U.S. Senate or U.S. House and said exactly what I'm saying right now.
Did Ron Johnson? I can't remember. What was Ron Johnson's immediate reaction?
I might have to check on that. He was probably, I hope he was on the right side that day. He wasn't as vocal as like a Gallagher was, Mike Gallagher, former congressman. Or a Lindsey Graham got up on the floor of the Senate and said he's done with Trump. Done with him. So if they all said that then, why do they say something different?
I think Pew
now?
Research actually did a time lapse of this, of how sentiments have changed, like polling in the days and weeks after January 6th, and then of people, like public sentiment about it, and then how it's shifted over time, which is pretty interesting to see, of just how you can kind of start to have a little bit revisionist history as it is convenient for you.
Now, we're in a state, Wisconsin, where we were one of the principal players in this nonsense because I remember the aftermath. I had existing public officials say we should have Representative Sanfilippo, we should have an election do-over. Like that was going to happen. Or other people saying the whole thing was a sham. And many, many citizens of our state bought into that. And there's still people, I get emails all the time about this.
Do you still?
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about? Election was stolen in Wisconsin. Unfair to the President of the United States. He should have won. He did win. In what world are you living? The president, the ex-president, now current, had every opportunity to make these cases. He lost all but one, and that one had really nothing to do with the actual votes in the election. So what are you basing that on other than conspiracy theory and nonsense and your desire to have him be president? Now, there is that other weirdness of this story. If he would have won that race, we probably wouldn't be talking about him today anymore.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, I do think about that as far as the counterfactual of, like, had he won that, would it have been the chaos that I feel like we're feeling now? And not everyone would label it as chaos. I understand that. Had he just served 8 consecutive years versus an interrupted 2 terms, what would have been preferable for the state of our country?
Yeah, it's an interesting, I mean, obviously we'll never know, but I think it's an interesting way to look at it because one of the safety valves was he still had traditionally, my word, normal staff administration. Yeah. It's a lot of hairdos and makeup now. There's a lot of people that aren't, I don't think, qualified. The RFKs, the Pete Hegseths, the name, the list goes on.
But yeah, but think about how would Trump and a Trump administration that was a continuation from 2016 or 2017 into 2021 handled the rebound of COVID, right? Because obviously the first 11 months of COVID, he was president. And then all of the attempt to bounce back and the printing of money and inflation and all of this stuff, what different policies would he have put in place that would have either made him popular on his way out or very much not so?
Now, I'll give the president, I know we got to get to break because we're way late, but I'll give the president some credit. If he would have had those consecutive 8 terms, he would have probably done what he has done in his second term, not connected to his first, where the border has essentially been shut down. And that's something a lot of Americans, not just Republicans and conservatives, would talk about today. What do you think? 855-616-1620. We're gonna sort of meld that one to a different topic, sort of. And it's this attack on I think, a revered American, an astronaut, a senator currently in Arizona. And we're going to play, actually, the exact words that now Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said in 2016 about the sort of the issue that's sort of swirling around both of those two gentlemen, Senator Kelly, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. It's a fascinating look at the words you use and how all of a sudden when something else changes the dynamics of your political situation, oh, I didn't really mean that, or I didn't say that. We'll get to that after this on Point Taken.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own Accunet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
2 superstars, 2 teams. One night in San Francisco.
Directing track out it on the right wing. Crossing over. What a spin move inside. Count it with another one coming. The Greek Freak made mincemeat of the defense. Went right by him on a turnstile.
Giannis and the Bucks head to the Bay to take on Steph Curry and the Warriors. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:30 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Oh, it's winter, but there's going to be a lot of boat action coming up at the Expo Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. We're going to have a ticket giveaway later in the show. But the boat show's coming. It's January 16th through the 18th, 21st to the 25th. We're going to give away tickets later in the show. And while you're there, you can register to win a HO Sports Beacon Kayak courtesy of Skipper Buzz. And Chris and I were talking about the show. Kayaking is like crazy popular now.
But neither of us have done it.
I've never done it. I've interviewed companies that do that here in Milwaukee on the river.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's insanely popular. I have friends that both fish and just do it recreationally out of their kayak. So if you want to check
Fishing
out
on a kayak feels like you might, like when you're pulling it in, aren't you going to fall over?
No problem. No. My friend Don does it all the time. Loves it. He's got setups for this poles and everything. He's really into it.
All right.
So that's a reality that maybe
Where do you store the fish?
You have a little live net that's hanging off your kayak.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not fish much? Or no.
No, I'm not a fisher. No. Does that surprise you?
No.
You think like I'm the fishing type?
Would you take a fish off the hook?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would.
all right.
I'm not like
I mean,
grossed
you
out
grew
by
up,
it.
I mean, some of your life was spent in Wisconsin Rapids area, so
Is
the Wisconsin River's right there.
I understand that, but it doesn't.
My
That
God,
doesn't
you never
necessarily,
put a
I'm
piece of bologna on a hook and threw it out into the river and caught like a catfish or something? No, nothing.
We fished at like my grandpa's like cabin.
Mhm.
It was a man-made pond, so it was like fish he threw in there.
Uh-huh.
That's about it. That's about the extent of my ship fishing.
Did he do it legally?
Probably not.
All right. So anyway, Wisconsin State Fair, the incredible expo center. It's right across from our studios when we broadcast live from the State Fair, which we'll do again this summer. January 16th through the 18th, 21st to the 25th. And we'll give away some tickets for that later in the show. So hang in there. Lots of commentary in the text line, obviously, about January 6th. Look, we got a couple that said you're missing, the whole Dominion voting machines and, the CIA has evidence. Again, if there was something to this, we would know by now.
But I also just feel like if Democrats could cheat, why didn't they cheat last year?
Yeah, it would been a good time to cheat, right? Now, Republicans would argue, conservatives argue, well, now that the laser focus was on them, they couldn't get away with it. That would be their argument.
Oh, okay.
But, there's always, that's the thing. We were talking about facts. There's always a response. Like I could say, here's an easy one. The earth is round. Well, the CIA has evidence that perhaps the earth is not round. Have you checked out the evidence? Have you gone on the websites, those non-governmental websites, or maybe now, even in the case of this current story, governmental websites saying, maybe the earth isn't round. Maybe we should check into that. So that's how stupid it is. And my wife, Kathy, hates when I use the term idiot, but if you believe that the earth isn't round, you're an idiot. I don't know how, what else would I say? Say something nice. All right. Part 2 of this story. Believability, and I guess I'm always amazed that politicians, elected officials, don't realize that when they're recorded saying something about whatever it is, we can go back and play that, and they look, again, like idiots, because now, in the case of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he said something in 2016 sort of vastly different than what he says now about the story that's swirling around Senator Mark Kelly. I think it was 5 Democrats, maybe 6, basically said in a video that if it's an unlawful order, don't follow it. And they're sort of putting it out there.
The main word there being unlawful.
Yes. Well, let's listen to Pete Hegseth talk about some of this stuff.
It's typical Trump. All bluster, very little substance. He talks a tough game, but then when pressed on it, he's an armchair tough guy. I hate to say it, but this is a guy who said that John McCain is not a war hero, yet he sought his own 5 military deferments because he says big, blustery things that people want to hear, but he goes way too far. And then when the military says, we won't follow illegal orders like torture or killing families, which is not loosening the rules of engagement, he suddenly realizes, wait, I might actually be commander-in-chief.
How'd you find that?
We did some homework, and producer Jazz, she found that. I looked a long time.
So basically, that's when he was still on Fox.
Yeah,
and
it was on CNN too.
Yeah, he was on CNN too.
Oh, he was on CNN. Okay, and then it was obviously before. Since it was 2016. It was before the election.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Is it before Trump had secured the primary?
I don't know the exact date. Maybe Jazz can look that up. I just find it amazing that he's in direct contrast to what he says now. And this is the thing about the loyalty to Donald Trump. I've heard the same speech like 100 times by people who now work for the president.
Yeah.
How is that just like, whatever you said in the past, I don't care, Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz.
Or J.D. Vance.
Or J.D. Vance. Is that just like forgotten? Do they not think that these things are recorded or written down, that we can actually go look back and look at what they said? And here's the thing. We might want to go easy on astronauts and somebody who says celebrated a hero as Senator Mark Kelly. He's put his time in.
Navy captain as well before. Yeah.
He's not a lightweight. He's not a hair and makeup guy who just shows up and, on the networks and then all of a sudden has a really important job that he's not qualified for. He's earned his way. He's earned his pay. He's probably underpaid for that matter.
Well, it also sounds that the claim of Pete Hegseth and his plans to demote Senator Mark Kelly's
not just that, take away
rank.
some of his pension.
Yeah, and that's what would happen, right? Because if he gets a demotion, because your pension is tied to your highest rank when you retire, and it sounds like from military legal experts that the entire case is like dead on arrival, and then it'll probably get thrown out immediately.
It should be, because it's dumb. And you might want to go easy on the astronauts, Pete. And no disrespect. You were handed that job. I don't think you're qualified for it, but you have the job, and we have to sort of defer to you as sort of the leader of the Department of Defense. And I'm not going to call it the Department of War because that's stupid, and only Congress can change the name. We all know this.
Do you think Mark Kelly will run for president?
Probably, yeah, at some point.
Interesting to see how popular he would be.
He might run in 2028. You never know. All right, quick break here. Point taken on 620 WTMJ. Tell us what you think. 855-616-1620.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FULL for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code FULL. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FULL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FULL.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about my friends at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring, and it is our go-to place for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services for our Greyhound night. Amazing place, amazing people, and designed for dogs. For years, we've trusted the Hounds and Tap with Night's daycare, boarding, and grooming because, well, they're the best. If you're searching for top-tier services and a team you can trust, check out the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. View their services online and get connected at thehoundsandtap.com.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Your way inside the huddle.
Hut one, hut two,
Without putting on any pads.
hi.
It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Yeah, there's physical challenges and getting the range of motion back. It's really just a mental grind coming back from an ACL surgery.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ.
It's Hump Day Wednesday, everybody. I'm Point Taken. Kristin, Brey, Scaffidi joining you. Thanks for joining us. If you missed any or all of our incredible content, it's fact-based. It's not mind-numbing, which is what you get on a lot of the other alternative choices you have in radio in this market. My words. It is something that you'll benefit from. If you miss any or all, you can find it at WTMJ.com or wherever you get your podcast. Point taken, easy search.
Or subscribe to the newsletter.
Which comes out every Sunday, which we're already working on this Sundays. And I got a new recommendation for a book that I just finished on my flights.
You can text EXTRA to 855-616-1620, and we will send you a link to sign up for that. That's where we always put our surveys, recommendations, recaps from the week.
Ideas for the show.
And it's a good way to engage as well.
All right. We're going to ask the generational question. I work with a lot of youngsters in this building, and I don't like the generational bickering. I don't like it.
It's not about bickering.
It's about all of that. It's like I have so many people call me boomer, and I don't like it, and I'm going to go after those folks because I disregard that. Local news, here's now ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The U.S. has seized 2 oil tankers, one in the Caribbean, one in the North Atlantic, that the White House says were linked to Venezuela. That is, senior administration officials now confirmed that oil sales between Venezuela and the U.S. will begin immediately. Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
The Trump administration intends to oversee the sale of Venezuela's oil indefinitely.
Framing the question as far as
that country. That's according to 2 sources familiar with the plans. The president announced last night that Venezuela will turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil. Some sanctions against Venezuela will be rolled back. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said today that the sales done by the U.S. government would be deposited into accounts controlled by the U.S. And from there, those funds can flow back into Venezuela to benefit the people there. But the White House has not yet detailed how exactly that would work. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Nick Reiner expected in court shortly to enter a plea in his parents' murder last month in their Brentwood, California home. This is ABC News.
WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. A Milwaukee man in custody after officials said he was making pipe bombs at his workplace in West Allis. Criminal complaint says 48-year-old Joseph Godlewski was reported through an anonymous tip. Detectives searched an office tied to him and found chemical components and improvised explosives. The Milwaukee Bomb Squad removed the items and the business was shut down for several hours. Godlewski, charged with possession of an improvised explosive device, faces up to 6 years in prison if convicted. U.S. Bank apologized to Milwaukee public school employees for a delay in their pay. Staff alerted WTMJ last Friday that they hadn't gotten their paychecks via direct deposit. District guaranteed payments would be processed by the end of the business day. U.S. Bank confirmed Monday it was human error that caused the delay, and they would reimburse any MPS employees if they incurred overdraft fees or payment issues because of the delay. Former Milwaukee Alderman Don Richards has died. The housing rights advocate served on the Common Council from 1988 to 2004, representing the city's north and northwest sides before retiring for health reasons. In the 60s, Richards took part in marches protesting a lack of open housing laws before spending nearly 2 decades as a priest for the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. Funeral for the 89-year-old is tomorrow in Milwaukee. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is off 152 points, 49,309. S&P 500 up 5 points at 6,950. The Nasdaq is up 105 at 23,652. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Disabled vehicle off on the right shoulder. This was on I-94 East, about a half a mile beyond the ramp from Barker Road. That now is in the clearing stages. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Dense fog advisory in effect for another half hour for Walworth and Jefferson counties. Becoming partly cloudy with a high of 40, partly cloudy, low 36 overnight. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow. Rain possible in the afternoon and evening after a high of 31. Rain early Friday, then patchy drizzle, cloudy skies, high 43. A chance of a rain or snow mix on Saturday, high 36. And Sunday, a slight chance of flurries in the morning, then partly cloudy with a high of 28. 32 in Madison, 34 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1034.
Since 1956, the Adair name has stood for craftsmanship, honesty, and taking care of people the right way. I'm Austin Adair.
And I'm Chelsea.
My grandparents started this company with nothing but hard work and pride in every single job. My parents carried that legacy forward, and today, my wife and I are proud to continue it as third generation of Adair Floors and Remodeling. This isn't just a business to us. It is our family name, our reputation, and our promise to you. At Adair Floors and Remodeling, we help homeowners upgrade with confidence. Whether you need luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, carpet, tile, or a full remodel, our team handles everything from design to installation. Quality products, professional crews, clear communication, and results you'll love. That's what 3 generations have built and what we stand behind every single day. Visit Adair Floors and Remodeling today at our large showroom located in Franklin, or give us a call at 414-761-3660 for a free estimate. Adair Floors and Remodeling. 3 generations, 1 standard.
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you. It steals the fun out of life. It steals your energy. And it's just a dark cloud over a lot of people's lives, even on the sunniest of days. But your joint pain does not have to rob you of your life or your happiness. Because at Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that can rejuvenate your life. In a world where big box healthcare has driven pain treatment costs through the roof and has made it look like joint replacements are your only option, Rejuvenex has kept pain treatment affordable for almost anyone. And for most with insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, we've seen pain treatment paid for by insurance with zero out-of-pocket cost to our patients. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. Don't let pain rob you. Take action today so we can help make your joint pain go away.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Call today and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I think that was directed towards me, Kristin, Brey. Old man song.
This isn't even about
I wear it
the way
happily.
you set up this topic. I was like, that's not even what we're
by definition, generational is age related.
It is. So I thought of this. I saw this poll, and I thought it was interesting because last week, or was it the week before, we started talking about Wicked, and we made the claim that you think in your generation that most people do not want entertainment and politics to blend.
I don't just say it.
And I would say once we posted that clip on social media, there was more people I think said I'm Steve's age, and I agree. There was a handful of people who said I'm Steve's age, and I disagree. But it turns out, according to this poll, that of the three buckets, the three main demographic buckets, generation, gender, and race, most people find the most common ground politically generationally.
Within their own generation.
Yeah, within their own generation, more so than gender and more so than race, which I thought was interesting. And I wanted to ask if you think you agree with that.
No, and like most things, it's not absolute. Because
it's 6 and 10. So
I will point to the last election. If you look at younger generations, a lot of them went for Trump, especially young men. That's not necessarily proving the point that generationally they would be more liberal or they would be more aligned with the rest of their generation. Young men said, no, we're not doing this.
Well, it said, this is how it was framed. Americans feel more politically connected by generation than they do by race or gender. So nearly 6 and 10 said they share a lot of common interests and concerns with other people in their age groups. You don't agree with that?
Generally interest. Yeah, I'm talking about politics. That's what I'm concerned.
I know, but
yeah.
That's what it's saying. So you don't think politically you have this similar incentives as people as your own age?
Look at boomers. If you want to pick my group, we're probably 50-50. So that we're not all one or the other.
Who do you feel most politically connected to, by race, gender, or generation? If you had to choose,
I say if someone was looking at me and how I view things, by race. White, older.
But for you personally, when you think of those different groups,
I don't define myself by my generation. I don't call myself a boomer unless somebody asks me to where I fit in these categories. I would never do that. I pride myself on listening to people. Some of the best conversations I have in this building, mainly upstairs, because that's where we kind of hang out, are with people that are not in my generation. They offer a lot of interesting viewpoints that I would not hear necessarily in my peer group.
So you just reject the poll?
I don't reject it. There's probably a lot of things you could say. Millennials think this way. I've seen too many tweets, posts, blogs, comments, texts that want to just pigeonhole people. That's the problem in this country. Everybody wants to pigeonhole everybody in these certain categories. It's also dangerous because it shuts you down. It shuts conversation down.
But I also think it makes sense generationally, more so that some gender stuff, maybe some race stuff, but generationally, especially when it comes to the economy, because by generation, how the economy is affecting you is very different. So if you think about boomers, and I don't say that derogatorily, I mean, if you think about your age group, you guys are obviously very concerned about your nest egg. And so the assets and making sure the stock market is strong and property values and certain things that continue to maintain wealth for your retirement and the policies that lead to that probably create a cohort differently than as a millennials or even Gen Z who's trying to buy a house, who's trying to have wages go up and all these different things. So to me, it makes a lot more sense that by generation of where we're moving throughout the economy and throughout our career, there is more policies and politics that align of how it is affecting us by our age. That's what makes sense to me.
And I've agreed with you on many of those. CEO pay way out of whack to what the employees that work for the CEO are making. The housing market, vastly different for younger generations than my generation. But again, sort of doing an overview or a 40,000-foot view if you're in an airplane looking down at this, it forgets about things like legacy wealth. If your parents are boomers, at some point you will probably inherit their incredible, if you think it's a lot of money, you're going to inherit their wealth.
Unless they spend it all on assisted living, because that's the thing that I think
we're not... travel.
Or travel. But I do think that's something that's really interesting to think about, because like in order to use Medicaid for assisted living, you have to spend down all of your money.
That is correct.
And so that,
and
like,
there are ways around that too.
Great wealth transfer. And so and I do think that as we talk about technologies and different health-related procedures that can keep people alive longer. So if people are living longer, but they're needing to live in assisted living, which is very, very expensive, and we honestly don't have enough people to work in those places, it'll be interesting how much of that money actually gets transferred to a younger generation.
Yes, there are certainly legitimate things that studies like this, research like this points out, and I'm not saying it's all bogus, because it's not, but when you sort of scapegoat one's generation to say, well, okay, boomer, which I get a lot, which I think is so lazy. I'll give you a political analogy. When someone says to me, and as they did this morning, you have TDS, it's just so lazy. So you didn't listen to anything I said. I actually complimented the president on his border policy, but you let that go, and you focused on the negative things I said about appointing unqualified people to a high office, or him continuing to blow up the fact-based sort of foundation of governmental communication. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sacrifice what I think just because I'm a boomer. And if you say that to me, I'm going to disregard it, because it shows me that your level of thinking, analysis, research is very shallow. That's what I say about generational divides. Not ignoring, not saying that what you were talking about on economic issues.
So you're saying you don't like being stereotyped?
I don't like being stereotyped. Yeah.
Do you think anyone likes being stereotyped?
I have no idea what other people think about it. All right, we got to take a break. Point taken, Kristin Steve on this Hump Day edition. Yes, we celebrated right here on 620 WTMJ.
All types of injury lawyers advertise. Cartoon lawyers, bobblehead lawyers, and folks chasing ambulances with text messages. Our clients don't want or need such lawyers. Our clients know, like, and trust that Pasternak and Zergabel will help in their time of need. I'm Frank Pasternak of Pasternak and Zergabel. Jeff Zergabel and I are excellent personal injury lawyers in our community. If you need help after an injury, go to Pasternak and Zergabel at injurywisconsin.com. That's injurywisconsin.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. As you probably know, when you buy one dinner, you get a second dinner free every night at a great place, the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Well, through January 15th, when you buy a $100 gift card, you get a $20 gift card free. Buy $250, get $50 free. Buy $500 in gift cards, get $125 in free gift cards. Business owners, managers, the Fox and Hounds card makes a perfect year-round gift. Everyone loves a free dinner. You get great value. They get great food. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, when you buy one gift card, it's like getting a second gift card for free. Your company will save hundreds of dollars, and your employees will truly appreciate you. And if you didn't have your company party in December, have it in January. At the Fox and Hounds, half your employees' dinners are free. It's gorgeous. Great food, great service. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. Order your free gift cards at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's one of my favorite places. It's the Fox and Hounds.
Why work with several sales reps that don't work for you, drinking their company's Kool-Aid, only able to sell what their company has to offer? You'll get biased opinions and probably not a very good deal. When it comes to local advertising, a lot of business owners do this. It takes a lot of time and will cost you more for your advertising than it has to. Let us work for you. We know all the rates for all media. This keeps everybody honest, and when you place the volume of advertising we do, it means you get great deals. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. We'll make your ads potent, memorable, and effective. Whether it's radio, TV, billboards, or digital, our understanding of the market and long-standing relationships are unmatched. Anderson Smith represents a substantial amount of advertising billing, which will benefit you in getting much more for your ad dollar. Our compensation model is designed to make it affordable for businesses like yours to use us. And we hold on to our clients because what we do works, and they trust us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
The Milwaukee Boat Show's coming. We're going to have a ticket giveaway later in the program, so stay tuned. January 16th through the 18th, 21st to the 25th. Expo Center at the State Fair Park, which is an amazing venue for all of these shows, and the boat show is amazing. I've been going since I was a little kid with my dad. 8 days of boating excellence. We're giving tickets away later in the program. It's back at the Wisconsin State Fair inside the Expo Center. Do not miss it. It's your sort of introduction to all the fun and hijinks and recreational opportunities that our great state offers in the summer on those great boats. And you asked me yesterday why I don't own a boat, because all my friends have boats, but I love boats. I learned to water ski on my friend Richard's dad's boats. I fished with my dad and my Uncle Joe on Uncle Joe's boat on Pewaukee Lake. We did all the heavy lifting, but the dads just smoked cigars and drank beer. And then I've obviously enjoyed it as an adult. On the pontoon experience is classic Wisconsin.
Classic Wisconsin.
It's great. All right, real quick.
All right, so we were talking about, well, I was not trying to talk stereotypically about an okay boomer thing in the last segment. But
you never do that.
I said you don't like being stereotyped. So you probably don't like being stereotyped like this either. But my frustration, we have not talked about this topic yet. I don't know if the other news shows have, but maybe you have not heard that currently Grok, which is the X, formerly known as Twitter, AI chatbot, is when requested undressing, like creating images of women undressed. So if you give them a picture of a woman who is clothed and ask Grok to undress her, it's obviously not actually her body, but it looks like it's her body because it is an AI image. And there's so many things of this that I'm so outraged by. And obviously the headline is the fact that the platform is allowing Grok to do this is disgusting. But there's so many headlines on this story that are just ignoring the accountability that Grok is not just automatically coming up with these images and pushing it out. There are people who are asking Grok to do this. So this still stems from men, largely, and I will use that stereotype, asking Grok as sexual harassment to undress women. And that is disgusting. This is why I don't think I can do X anymore. Like, this might be actually the last straw. Like, I already barely go on there. But this is so gross, and it also just opens this entire door as far as where is legislation on what these platforms can do and what, like, when we talk about copyright, when we talk about privacy, when we talk about this is so absolutely horrific. And the fact is, if you talk to the Washington Post story on this, Ashley St. Clair, who's a conservative influencer and also shares a child with Elon Musk, had this happen to her.
Let me add to your stereotype. You just said, did you use the word creepy or no? Old men.
Sure, throw it in there. It's not old men. It's I think it's
creepy men.
It's now. So this is just a porn site now, right?
It's unregulated, horrific, misogynistic. It's just every bad word because it's Elon Musk has no control over himself, over his platforms. Look, there's a certain segment of the population that adores Elon Musk because he's made a lot of money in his life. I'm not one of those people. I told one of my good friends, Jim, a long time ago when Elon Musk was very popular in conservative circles, the guy's an idiot. He's a tool. He's not to be trusted. He's got a lot of money, but he's making horrific decisions on a social media platform, which I used to love.
I know.
And
I was just talking about that with Matt Smith off air when he was here on Monday. I attribute so much of my assimilation into the Milwaukee and Wisconsin media environment back in 2020 when I first got back and I first started As Goes Wisconsin. And like what Twitter was then and my ability to understand kind of and like navigate who was who. And when I would post something, it like would end up in the ecosphere of Wisconsin. And that's where we found each other. And like I now you post something there and like the sense of community is just completely gone. And granted, it's grown from a lot of the platforms where it's just everything is just, we think you're going to like this. And so it's just showing you what they think you'll like versus any use in following people and creating that community online. And it used to be a great site, and it is just garbage now. That is not, the only thing I find it useful for is like real-time breaking news. And even that, it's so much work to sift through what is real, what is not, what is like, and because the check marks don't mean anything anymore.
It's all garbage.
And it's just, it's so much more energy to try to make sense of what's on there. And it's just makes you feel bad about humanity.
I'm not going to say the names. There are people in Milwaukee working in media roles, functions, some of them on air, some off air, that engage in behavior that's unprofessional, troll-like. These would be my prime suspects for this kinds of behavior because I've sort of gotten a sense of what they are and who they are. And if you're one of those people, what's wrong with you? Act like an adult and stop doing this. If you want to improve the country, which is sort of what their stations say they want to do, we want to make things better, or they want to stand up for our community, don't be creepy on social media. And this is just part of that. And again, a man saying it is not the same thing as a woman saying it. But try to put yourself in a woman's shoes. Subjugated by men forever, mistreated, killed, domestic violence, all of those realities for women, treated like second-class citizens. And then you're going to add this mix into it. You're going to disgrace them, even though it's not their actual image, but it's their face. You're going to disgrace them because you want some quick thrill. You're a creep. So I guess my message would be better. But at some point, Elon Musk shouldn't run Twitter. He shouldn't own Twitter. And maybe at some point there's some karma on this stuff. I don't know. But right now, this is dangerous. And look especially at young women, younger women, not 18, who have this happen to them. It can ruin their lives. And in some cases, they take their own lives. That's the reason why this is important. Kristin and Steve on Point Taken.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We can say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for Avon. I had snoring issues, tossing and turning, restless nights of sleep. Sound familiar? Here's what you got to do. Call Advent. 30-minute visit. They have great facilities. Their docs are amazing. You'll feel comfortable. You can ask all the questions. They put you at ease. It's not a high pressure or a tense situation. You're very calm. They answer your questions. They may add a simple sleep study that's done at home in your own bed, but they'll figure out the cause of your problems. And for me, it was sinuses and nasal passage in my breathing triangle. And that's a common one, but not everyone's the same. Different problems, different solutions. But after a short procedure 6 years ago, I breathe better than ever. I sleep through the whole night. And I don't have to struggle with the restless nights like I used to. And my poor wife, Kathy, had to deal with all that snoring and all of that. So if that's your situation, whether it's you or your partner, find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better. Go to adventknows.com. Adventknows.com. Schedule an appointment today because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Winding up the 10 o'clock hour on this Wednesday Hump Day edition, Kristin and Steve. A lot of great texts today. I wish we had time to read them all, but I mean, look, I guess my overall point with this is starting from the beginning of the show. We still have facts. There are still things that we should be able to mutually agree upon that are facts. And we also should mutually agree that where you're deciding to get some of your information out is not fact-based. And I would point my finger at Twitter, because I have had people, and you know this, who tell me that's their number one news source. And I would say, dude or dudette, don't get your news from Twitter.
Well, you can get your news from Twitter, but Twitter is not the news source. It is people who are posting to Twitter that are the news source, right? And
but so you can't trust it.
If there is a link towards the fact-checked article that the person is referencing in their tweet, that is different, right? So it's like, I find stories from Instagram, but like, it's usually because I am following news sources on Instagram and I click through to the link where the actual story is. And so like, all of these things are just aggregates. They're not the editorial board that is putting out the information. So I don't think you can get information from Twitter, but you are the one who has to choose and have the like media literacy to understand what is real and what is not.
Yeah, but most consumers don't do that. And that's the problem. And
so where does it fall? Is it on the platform or is it on the individual?
It's both. That's why it's not an easy problem to fix. But we're not going in the right direction, I think, is my overall point. Lots of great tech. Keep them coming. We have a couple great conversations coming up. We're going to talk about this whole gambling side of gambling that most people maybe don't even like get into, the poly market gambling, all this stuff.
Prediction markets.
Yeah, it's nuts. And there's actually a lot of opportunity for sort of mischief and insider trading, basically, yes. Including a bet that was made on the the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Yeah. Somebody bet on that and
won big.
Yeah. All right. All coming up. News is next.
I'm John Mercure, excited to be joined by Dr. Kurt Crimmins. He is a surgeon with Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Doc, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you about OHAU and a general question. What makes OHAU such a special place?
We're orthopedics only, and we've been able to craft our product to meet the needs of this community. It's orthopedics only, so we can really get good at that one segment.
You excel at the two most important concepts of patient care, delivering industry-leading outcomes, obviously critically important, and providing an experience that patients rave about. How important is that part that patients feel what you feel every day when they come in to see you?
When they have an experience with us, it makes them feel better about their care. And so if we can get them a good outcome on the repair or the surgical side of things, and then they leave thinking, wow, I had all this individual attention, it feeds into their good result.
So you're a hand specialist, and you've worked with the professional teams, the top athletic programs in our area. What makes the way you do hand surgery and the way it's handled at OHAU unique?
Yeah, well, we have a great opportunity. First of all, we have lots of space, lots of ORs. And so in my busy schedule, a lot of my surgeries are a lot shorter. We bounce room to room so the patients don't have to be around in the hospital quite as long. And we kind of get them in and out. We've tailor-made the experience where they come in, they get set up, they get treated, and they're out.
What are the most common problems that you treat?
Well, I do a lot of things carpal tunnel, trigger finger, the minor tendonitis problems, lots of arthritis.
You use state-of-the-art, non-invasive endoscopic equipment routinely. Why is that a big deal?
Well, it's a real big deal in carpal tunnel surgery now because it's dramatically changed the recovery in the first several weeks. Formerly, you have your carpal tunnel surgery. You might be 4 to 6 weeks before you're doing heavier things. And when we can use a camera, use a smaller incision, recoveries are just dramatically shorter.
Dr. Kurt Crimmins is with Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Dr. Crimmins, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
Winter would be pretty bleak without my friends at Fleet Farm. They're my one-stop shop for everything ice fishing. My boots, bibs, augers, scoopers, rods, reels. I mean, Fleet Farm's got all the best ice fishing gear. Hook, line, and sinker. And duct tape, too, if you need it. You'll always need it. Take it from me, John Gillespie. Fleet Farm's got everything you need to gear up for a great year on the ice.
2 superstars, 2 teams. One night in San Francisco.
Directing track on it on the right wing. Crossing over. What a spin move inside. Count it with another one coming. The Greek Freak made mincemeat of the defense.
Giannis and the Bucks take on Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Went right by him on a turnstile.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:30 on the home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
11:01, we're at 34 degrees, becoming partly cloudy today with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The U.S. says it seized 2 Venezuela-linked oil tankers. In a post on X, Homeland Security Secretary Kristin says one was seized in the North Atlantic, another taken near the Caribbean. Both vessels were either last docked in Venezuela or were heading to the country. Trump administration saying the use of the U.S. military to acquire Greenland is, quote, always an option as the president sets his sights on the Danish territory. More from ABC's Martha Raddatz.
European leaders are incensed. The Danish government issuing a joint statement with the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain, and the UK saying Greenland belongs to its people. It is for Denmark and Greenland, and them only, to decide on matters concerning Denmark and Greenland.
On Capitol Hill, members of both parties are pushing back on suggestions of using military force. Department of Homeland Security says it's launched in Minnesota what it's calling the largest immigration enforcement operation ever carried out by the agency. About 2,000 federal agents and officers expected to be deployed in the Minneapolis area. Federal authorities say the move began over the weekend and targets alleged fraud involving Somali residents. Medicaid expenses in Wisconsin will likely be higher than expected when the state budget was signed over the summer. The Department of Health Services now projecting Medicaid GPR spending to come in at $200 million more than projected. DHS Secretary Kirsten Johnson cited several factors for the projected shortfall, including unanticipated higher costs for prescription drugs. 3 months ago, DHS was projecting a $144 million shortfall in the program. 2 major Wisconsin food pantries receiving state funds to help keep their shelves stocked.
Hunger Task Force and Feeding Wisconsin are each getting over $2 million through the Food Security and Wisconsin Products Grant Program. The funding was provided in the most recent state budget and will be used to purchase items that are produced or processed in Wisconsin, an effort to help local farmers. Hunger Task Force serves over 50,000 people each month in the Milwaukee area. The Feeding Wisconsin network provides food to over 600,000 people each year. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee's mayor promising more housing construction in 2026, which he's dubbed the year of housing.
What that will look like in terms of raw numbers of homes built is still unclear. But Mayor Cavalier Johnson acknowledges that for several families in the city, home ownership has become out of reach.
They're struggling to stay housed, and sometimes they wonder if home ownership is even a possibility for them and their family.
This as Accunet Mortgage Chairman Brian Wickert says starter homes will be the hottest real estate commodity in 2026.
Lower price starter homes are going to go the fastest, right? Because that's just where most of the demand is.
The Milwaukee Metro's average sale price last year was over $425,000. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Finding a job last month was easier than in November, according to the ADP National Employment Report. But ABC's Jim Ryan says it also depends on the industry where you are looking for that job.
Payroll processor ADP says 41,000 private sector jobs were created in December, with gains in construction, trade and transportation, leisure, and hospitality. Education and health services got a major boost with 39,000 new positions added. The professional and business services sector, though, took a big hit, losing 29,000 jobs.
December's gains basically erased November's losses. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is off 78 points. NASDAQ is up 157. S&P 500 up 17. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 11:05.
You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's your turn to enjoy life your way. At Capri Communities, they offer vibrant senior living where neighbors become friends, and each day brings something to smile about.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure.
Find your perfect new home at capricommunities.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about my friends at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring, and it is our go-to place for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services for our Greyhound night. Amazing place, amazing people, and designed for dogs. For years, we've trusted the Hounds and Tap with Night's daycare, boarding, and grooming because, well, they're the best. If you're searching for top-tier services and a team you can trust, check out the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. View their services online and get connected at thehoundsandtap.com.
If you've been thinking about a makeover for your kitchen cabinets, let me tell you why now is the perfect time. During the New Year New Kitchen event at Redo Cabinets, you'll get 75% off installation with every remodeling project, plus no interest and no payments until 2027. That's right, 2027. It's Redo Cabinets' best offer of the year. You'll transform your existing kitchen with a fresh new look and premium products made right here in the USA. Quickly transform your dated kitchen without the hassle, the stress, and the cost of a full remodel with premium cabinet refacing in just days. Learn about the options, the colors, the styles, the accessories, and the savings. The Redo Cabinets New Year New Kitchen event is on now. Get 75% off installation, plus no interest or payments until 2027. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit redocabinets.com. This year, don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Packers open the playoffs with a rivalry game. Green Bay playing the Chicago Bears Saturday night at Soldier Field. Bucks continue their road trip, playing the Warriors tonight by the Bay. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Had a brief closure. Highway 100 North was closed beyond Loomis Road because of an incident. They made quick work of that. That has now been cleared.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card from the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant. Get a $20 gift card free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, 40 today, overnight low 36. Rain possible tomorrow in the afternoon or evening after a high of 51. Rain early Friday morning, then patchy drizzle with a high of 43. A chance of a wintry mix on Saturday, 36 for the high, and slight chance of flurries on Sunday, high of 28. 32 in Madison, 34 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock hour of Point Taken. Well, I would. No, actually, I'm not going to put you on the spot to say that, but you gamble more than I gamble. That is a very objective, true statement. I have been very transparent about I really only make a bet when I know that I am absolutely going to win. I like my money. I don't think I'm good enough at any of the games, whether it's blackjack or poker, to be good at it. I'll play for fun and I'll play for like peanuts. And same thing with slot machines. Like the fact that there's no real strategy to slot machines and you just keep feeding it, and maybe it like pull tabs. Pull tabs are the only thing I'm into now.
Complete luck.
So I don't foresee myself playing in the prediction market that is emerging. I don't see myself putting money on this. And yet there is a lot of money to be made, including someone who made an anonymous, we don't know who this person is yet. I don't know if we'll ever find out. But a trader made more than $436,000 on a prediction market by appearing to anticipate Nicolas Maduro's capture. And it is now raising questions about the timing of the bet and the overall integrity of these online futures trading platforms. And the fact that you can bet, we've talked about this before as far as being able to bet on elections and bet on how long Hegseth will be able to stay in the administration. Like you can pretty much put a bet on anything. And there is not laws or any regulation on inside trading for this stuff. Like it is against the rules, apparently, but there is no laws against this. And so your incentive to make a bet on something and then go try to impact the outcome if you have proximity to the event itself, or if you have inside information like, oh, we're going to capture a foreign president, someone being like, I'm going to go make a bet on this, on these markets and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. What could go wrong?
It's a fascinating story. And it's not just like, okay, so maybe some members of the Trump administration or, in that universe knew about this and then capitalized. Again, we don't know. It's not just them, though. New York Times, Washington Post both said they had the story previously in advance of the operation.
And chose not to publish it to save to protect troops, right?
Which is a great thing. But
which is a good thing.
That also doesn't mean that somebody who had that insider information didn't benefit from it. So how's that going to ever be quantified or captured? Like, oh, well, we missed it. Again, not against the law, just against the rules. This stuff's dangerous.
But it's also, because this is a thing I was listening to our friends, I mean that in a quotation way, Kara Swisher and Professor Galloway talking about this, and the fact that, I remember in the lead up to last year's election, people trying to make the argument that these prediction markets are more accurate than polling.
Right.
And because it's people's real money. But the thing is, here, foreign parties can be influencing the prediction market, right? So the fact that there is, and then if you're looking to prediction markets instead of polling as indicators of what's going to happen, that also sways public opinion. And so if foreign parties are influencing a prediction market of who's going to win an election, and then that influences voters, that's an issue.
It's not just an issue. It's very dangerous, as I just said. And here's the other thing, and you put this in our show notes. Polymarket, or the representatives, did not respond to a request for information from the Trading Commission on this, Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Which
is what regulates these right now.
Yes. So clearly there's no flow of, there's no transparency. There's no back and forth that says we're doing it by the books, even though it's not a law, but it's a rule. There's none of that because they're not even responding. And this sort of free market, do whatever the hell you want. Some people make money, some are losers. There's dangerous impacts of that. And I think we laid them out pretty well. The biggest one is this election interference thing, which we've already seen in previous elections. Anybody think with this sort of unregulated craziness going on, that's not going to get worse? Or Twitter doing its Twitter thing, or Facebook or whatever, TikTok, any of those platforms can have a direct impact because the information that it's put out at a moment's notice before an election could fundamentally, significantly shift the results of the election.
But this also only fuels gambling addiction.
Yeah, which is
right.
bad.
As far as if there's any friction that still exists when it comes to sports gambling, which there, depending on what state you live in, isn't a lot. But the fact that the number one vice, as far as addictions go, that leads to suicide is gambling.
Yeah.
And this is only opening an entire other door for people to do that.
After the break, we're going to gamble that Alex Strouf's going to sort out the Bears-Packers game for us.
Do you think he put up money on it?
No,
Well,
I don't think he's a big gambler.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. He's going to join us after this.
I'm Libby Collins. This week we talk with Milwaukee freelance author Nicole Haase about her adventures being a contestant on Jeopardy.
I took a ride share, and because, you sort of have to have like a pass to get on the lot and things, they tell you to get dropped off at the gas station across the street.
You dropped off at the gas station?
Yeah. There's some of it that's very funny.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hey, business owners thinking about selling your business but not sure where to start. WTMJ Steve Scaffidi here. Join me for an Annex Wealth Management webinar on January 20th at 1 p.m. I'll be joined by Anthony Malachnik and Brian Lambord from Annex. We'll answer your biggest questions, who to consult, and when the timing may be right to sell. Register now for this free webinar on Tuesday, January 20th at 1 p.m. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click on the Events tab to save your spot.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's David Nason from The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Every Saturday morning, we talk about keeping your home in top shape. One issue I hear all the time, wet basements and foundation problems.
And that's where Accurate Basement Repair comes in. I'm Chris Mancuso, and for over 20 years, we've been The Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing.
Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Visit AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Accurate Basement Repair.
We're not just good, we're accurate. Catch Accurate Basement Repair on The Fix-It Show and WTMJ.com.
All different types of injury lawyers advertise. Cartoon lawyers, bobblehead lawyers, and folks chasing ambulances with text messages. Our clients don't want or need such lawyers. Our clients know, like, and trust that Pasternak and Zergabel will help in their time of need. I'm Jeff Zergabel of Pasternak and Zergabel. Frank Pasternak and I are excellent personal injury lawyers in our community. If you need help after an injury, go to Pasternak and Zergabel at injurywisconsin.com. That's injurywisconsin.com.
The guy that kind of runs the show on Packers Game Day on ESPN 94.5 and often simulcast right here on 620 WTMJ. I am a guest on that program for the home games at Lambeau Field because I go to the home games. And it is always fun to talk Packers, but this week is, as you know, this is our third go-around at this in the last 2 months. Packers-Bears, Alex Strouf. First of all, welcome.
Hey, good to be here. Good to be back after the holiday. Good to see you guys. Can we still say Happy New Year?
No, that's done. According to Larry David, that has ended.
When does it end? When's the cutoff?
The 4th, I think.
I thought it was the 5th, but
Might be the 5th.
Yeah, that's it. Done with that. Larry David.
I feel like the first 10 days.
Yeah, I tend to lean with you,
feels...
though Larry David is a genius. I probably shouldn't disagree with him. Nonetheless, good to see you guys.
Good to see you
All
as
right,
well.
my question is,
Yes.
since I asked you before we came on air if you're going down for the game.
I am not.
You're not.
I will be
So
here.
then my question was, what is your safe space to watch high-stakes Packer games?
So here's the thing that's changed with my job description, Kristin, because usually I'd be on my couch and I would be drinking cocktails and I'd be wrapped up in a blanket.
Alone or socially?
Alone, because I am a mess. But here's what's changed in the 21st century is now our bosses love to torture me. So we do what's called watch-alongs. So I will be upstairs surrounded by our teammates watching this game, screaming expletives at the TV, and you can watch it live on YouTube.
Why do I feel like you also volunteered for this?
Oh, of course I did.
I was just invited to that.
Yeah.
By Brian.
Come join us.
I don't think you want me because if it goes bad,
Okay, but that's what everybody says. You don't want me either, Steve. I'm an anxious ball. I'm a mess, and I'm especially going to be a mess on Saturday because, as we've talked about many times the last month, is these teams. This will be their third matchup in just over a month. Like, this is the highest stakes it's been in 15 years for these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we played a game this big against the Bears was the 2010 played in 2011 NFC Championship game, which ultimately the Packers won. So it's weird that your biggest rival's good again. because we've gone so long. I mean, as long as you've had season tickets, it's been one-sided.
Yeah, it's not even close with 25-5 or something like that in the regular season, and obviously the wins you're talking about in the win in the 2011 game. I don't know what to expect because I've seen both of these games. Packers had a great defensive play at the end of a game in Lambeau by Keyshawn Nixon, and then the last game, you and I both know that should have been a Packer victory, which would have fundamentally changed the end of the season. It didn't turn out that way, and we sort of limped in. And the Bears, let's be honest, they play like half a game every game. And they've had these late-game heroics, 6-game winning drives by Caleb. I have no idea what to expect, and I watch a lot of football.
So
I think it's going to be close. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I know we have so many injuries on the Packers side. Are they healthy? Where do the Bears stand as far as their injuries of their best players?
Healthier, but I mean, that's the big part right there is it's the best players for the Packers. No Micah Parsons, no Tucker Kraft, no Devontae Wyatt, who all suffered season-ending leg injuries. So when I look on the Bears side, they're healthier, but their defense is not very good to begin with. They activated 2 starters from IR this week, so they, in theory, are getting healthier. But it's still, I think a lot of people are relying on history for that one. I've talked to a lot of Bears fans this week, and there's some quiet confidence, but there's also a lot of nerves because they know how this typically has gone for them. Whereas I think that's where my overt confidence is coming from. When they play on Saturday, it'll be over a month since the last time the Packers won a game. Their last win was on December 7th. It'll be January 11th on Saturday. I mean, that shouldn't make you feel great, but I still feel confidence going on the road into Soldier Field and getting a victory.
We always do this thing is we pick a hero of the game, right? And I've had some good fortune. I didn't have a good fortune for the last game I was at the Ravens game.
Well, nobody was a hero in that game except Derrick Henry of the Ravens.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, the biggest opportunity for success in this game is 2 people. It's Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I tend to
because
agree.
our offense is going to be the determinant. Defense, they usually show up pretty well.
Yeah. So I agree on the Josh Jacobs aspect, right? And it seems like there could be inclement weather, so you're going to need to run the ball effectively. But the other part of this is you pay Jordan Love $55 million a year. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League. He needs to play like one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League. It's year 3 as a starter. It's year 3 in the playoffs. This guy's not a rookie anymore. It's time to put up or shut up effectively when it comes to Jordan Love, and I think he's capable of it. But this is a big time test for him.
Serious question.
Sure.
Did the John Harbaugh firing change the Matt LaFleur discussion?
I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, us as Packers fans are spoiled, right? You admit you're a little spoiled?
Yeah.
I'd admit I'm a little spoiled.
Success spoils anybody.
I think my generation and younger are incredibly spoiled. Like my entire life, basically, my entire cognizant life, and your entire life, Packers have been good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And I think the Packers fans that are frustrated with Matt LaFleur just take it a step too far. You're allowed to be frustrated, right? There's been inconsistencies. But I don't think the grass is always greener, and especially in this case, I don't think the grass would be greener if the Packers were to move on from Matt LaFleur. I think they'll get an extension done. Now, does that say his seat isn't effectively warm going forward? No, I don't think so. I think you can still keep a very close eye on everything going forward, but I'd be shocked if they move on from Matt LaFleur after
Let me
this
be
season.
controversial.
Yeah.
The one coach I would replace Matt LaFleur with is John Harbaugh.
Why?
He's a proven winner.
So is Matt LaFleur.
He is a guy who just on the narrow focus on special teams, gets it. Because let's be honest, this franchise has not understood that equation for a long time.
Yeah,
and he's also got a defensive mind as well.
Yeah, so I hear you on all of that, but I think it would be silly to move on from LaFleur just because you say proven winner. So is LaFleur. LaFleur's one
in the regular season.
Well, here's the question though: if there was a coach, it'd be John Harbaugh. If there was a coach available, is there someone you would replace Matt LaFleur with?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be the top level guys that would never get fired, though. It'd be the Andy Reids of Kansas City. It'd be guys in that wheelhouse. Maybe Sean McVay with the Rams, right? But they're never going to move on from him. Kyle Shanahan maybe in San Francisco.
You don't think John Harbaugh would take this job?
I'm not saying John Harbaugh wouldn't take the job. I think he would because it would become the most attractive job available. But that I think plays into the silliness of the idea of moving on from LaFleur. Harbaugh's a good coach by all means, but I'm going to take the younger guy who still has a very proven track record. Harbaugh hasn't had success in the postseason.
He's not a good coach. He's a great coach. He won a Super Bowl.
Sure.
Like I said at
he's
our
got
game
11
day,
more years, though, than LaFleur.
18 years as the head of the Ravens.
He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2011.
Still won one.
Sure.
Super Bowls are a rare thing. There's only been, 69 of them?
59.
Nice.
59 of them.
You did that on purpose.
Alex
I picked up on it.
Alex knows me so. Here's let me tease this. Alex Strofe and I are going to sit down for the Scaffidi podcast next Tuesday. This is going to be a big one.
You told me you're going to try to make me cry?
I'm doing the Barbara Walters. I want to see if I can make Alex cry.
I'm an emotional
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know,
She used to make people cry.
What
I don't
strings
know.
are you pulling on
tap-
Alex that you think you can make him cry?
His sports emotionality. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if that'll make me cry.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we could be crying after the Packers-Bears games if it doesn't go well.
That's very true.
Commiserating.
Yeah, you know what? I might still be depressed if they lose.
Yeah,
you might be right about that.
So maybe that's not so easy of a task as you, or hard a task as you think. Alex Strofe, love working with you, love talking with you. You can find him on Sunday at the what do they call it? The
watch party?
The watch party.
Saturday watch along, Saturday night.
As soon as the game starts, we'll be on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. And, of course, Green Bay Game Day will start here on 620 WTMJ at 4 o'clock.
I'll be watching, hopefully, quietly at home.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
All right. Alex Strofe.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Lots more to do. We'll do it after this.
Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief, because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
We see you out there being an original, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know we have everything you want and need at prices that give you the most for your money. Now that we're past the holidays, it's time to gift yourself 2 packs of queen-size pillows, just $9.99. Shop Blaine's Farm and Fleet automotive or power sport batteries, and Blaine's brand cat litter pails, $14.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ, we celebrate the best of Wisconsin outdoors, from hunting to fishing, rock climbing, ATVs. This week, the final numbers are in on Wisconsin deer hunts, gun, bow. How'd we do? Successful hunts in the woods of Wisconsin. We'll discuss that. And look ahead to the Milwaukee Boat Show coming up, State Fair Park.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Yeah, I was just talking about the boat show. Yeah, it's coming. Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center. If you went to the State Fair, you know where that is, on the south side of that great park where we celebrate the Wisconsin State Fair. January 16th through the 18th, 21st through the 25th. Let's give away 2 tickets. Is it 2 tickets or 4 tickets? What is the number? I don't know. We're going to give away the tickets. Caller number 7, lucky number 7. We're just talking about Vegas. Caller number 7 to 855-616-1620 will win those tickets. And you'll be going to the boat show. Enjoy it. Even though it's winter, Kristin, it's going to be boat season before we know it. April, May, we're already fishing. How about that? You ready for it?
I'm not.
You're not.
We've already
going
established.
To?
I do not fish.
I hear the phone ringing, so people are calling. You'll win those tickets. We're going to do that every day this week on our program, and maybe some other programs as well. I don't even know. Anyway, get back to the show. We have Ask Us Anything coming up. Always one of our favorite half hours of the week. What do you think they're going to ask us about? Politics?
Probably.
Sports? Packers? We're going to get some Packers questions for sure.
What kind of question?
How
Because you're
you-
such an expert.
Was that a cut?
You know more than I do. That's for sure. We
Low bar.
Yeah.
On sports.
I like sports. I just don't follow it. Like, I feel like there's only so much brain space I have to have, like, retain information, and knowing who's on, like, the injured reserve lists and the coaches and the starters for everything.
You only have
And
so much time.
time and memory is, I enjoy watching sports, but as far as being able to follow it and have insights there, I'm not your girl.
This is not breaking news, but I am far too passionate about the Packers above any other team. I like the Brewers. I like the Bucks, certainly. And
You get emotionally impacted by the Packers.
Yeah.
I can tell more so than any other team after
it's
knowing
part
them
of
for
my
5
DNA.
years.
You know, going back to when my dad took me to Lambeau Field when Vince Lombardi was there. So I mean, that's the history. I've gone through the
Do you think, here's a question in the 30 seconds we have before the bottom of the hour news. It'd be interesting to see for Wisconsin sports fans how often that is the case, as far as like the emotional impact of Packer wins and losses versus Bucks and Brewers. And you can put in maybe some of the college sports teams as well. And my theory is because they're shorter seasons and each game matters so much, and there's only one game a week, that's why there's like a
big part
bigger
of it.
emotional blow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you nailed it, even though
Thanks.
you know nothing about
Thanks.
sports. Anyway, local news. Here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franz, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says he's aware of initial reports of an ICE-involved shooting today in Minneapolis and urged calm. ABC's Luke Barr has more on the incident and ICE operations across the city.
Minneapolis, of course, is a hotbed of ICE activity in the coming days, and certainly we had the Secretary visit ICE and its operations there in Minneapolis just yesterday.
The U.S. military seizing 2 tankers today in international waters accused of illegally transporting sanctioned oil from Venezuela. State Secretary Marco Rubio confirmed the U.S. plans to sell Venezuela's oil on the open market. The Trump administration unveiling new dietary guidelines today, emphasizing protein, whole grains, and healthy fats, and for the first time calling out the dangers of highly processed foods. U.S. employers posted far fewer jobs in November compared to the previous month, signaling a slowdown in hiring despite growth. This is
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. A suspect in custody after a pregnant woman was found dead in a home on Milwaukee's northwest side. Family members called 911 Monday night after they found a small fire in a bedroom closet near 26th and Hadley. 22-year-old Gladys Johnson found unresponsive in her bed. Medical examiner ruled the death a homicide but did not say how Johnson died. Police say a 21-year-old man allegedly started the fire and was arrested for arson. A woman arrested at the Dane County Airport for allegedly swinging knives around, making stabbing motions toward people. She threw away the knives and sat in a chair as she was approached by a TSA agent. She reportedly had about 8 more kitchen knives in her purse. Police believe she was having a mental health crisis. A beloved Milwaukee Italian market back in action. Glorioso's back open after 3 long months of repairing damage from a fire that took place early October. Owners say all employees will return and some upgrades were made to the market for customers. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Still a mixed bag on Wall Street. Dow is now down 98 points, 49,363. The Nasdaq is up 162 at 23,709. S&P 500 up 16 at 6,961. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Look for some debris on the exit to Silver Spring Drive from I-41 US 45 South. No other major problems on the freeway system this hour. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Becoming partly cloudy with a high today of 40. Overnight low tonight 36. We could see some afternoon and evening rain tomorrow after a high of 51. Early rain Friday, then patchy drizzle, cloudy skies, high 43. A chance of a wintry mix on Saturday with a high of 36. And just a slight chance of flurries Sunday morning, partly cloudy with a high of 28. 33 in Madison, 34 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:33.
Every year I make the same resolutions.
What, get rid of your husband?
Don't be silly. No, get organized, and I'm finally keeping it.
Because we're turning that cluttered closet into a custom space that actually works.
More shelves, better hanging.
Space for shoes and sanity.
Start the new year with a closet that makes your mornings easier.
It's one resolution you don't have to do alone. We'll design it with you.
Get started at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes, and like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeansitwaukesha.com. Sitmeansitwaukesha.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now it's time for Ask Us Anything on Point Taken. Got a burning question? Give us a call or text on the Siding Unlimited Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620.
Always look forward to this part of the show, the Hump Day Show on Wednesday. Thanks for finding us in your radio dial or on your internet stream, wherever that is. We appreciate it. This one from the 262, Kristin, for me. I'm going to Las Vegas at the end of January. Good job. Tell me about your experience there on vacation. Was the Las Vegas strip less busy, or did you notice any change? Yeah, it was about, dealers were telling me like 15 to 20% less foot traffic, although the day I was leaving was the start of the Consumer Electronics Show. So that sort of changes the patterns. Interesting, though. Those people are there for a reason. So while the hotel is busy and the restaurants and bars are packed, the casino's empty.
That's actually going back to our conversation around the prediction markets and sports betting on your phone. It'd be interesting to know, because I know we've talked about tourism to like Canadians and stuff like that. So tourism in Las Vegas being down, and how much of that is tourism and how much of that is because you can now bet from home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? As
Yeah,
far as
absolutely.
like, I think about that as I think the Wisconsin sports betting bill sounds like it could come back and have some conversations this year again before the session ends. But as far as, you know, that one is like cutting out FanDuel or what's the other one?
Other sites?
There's FanDuel, and then what's the other big
I
bet?
do BetMGM was the big one that I used.
No. I'm talking
You mean
about
offshore?
sports betting. No, I'm just trying to think. Basically, having it go through the tribal casinos here and cutting out the big guys. But it still allows you to not have to go into a sport book to make a bet, which obviously is foot traffic into the casino, right? And so it's interesting to think, and I don't know how you measure that as far as traffic being down in casinos overall, let alone Vegas, based on tourism versus prices versus I can just make money at home on these apps.
So that's probably part of it. And what I'm going to say next is anecdotal because I got it from dealers who are there every day. They said the reason the foot traffic in casinos is down because Canadian travelers and other offshore visitors, tourists, are not coming right now.
Yeah.
Which makes up for the 15 to 20% drop. If you, here's the thing about Vegas. I just had this conversation with somebody away from the show. It has nothing to do with gambling. They're the best restaurants, sites. You can go see great concerts at the Sphere.
Oh, did you go? When this last trip?
No.
You haven't gone to the Sphere yet.
No. Well, I've been to the Sphere, but not for a concert. I went for this visual experience.
What was the visual experience?
It was a movie that they produced for the Sphere.
Oh,
and
all right.
it's wraps around. It's like it was.
No, I've heard it's awesome.
Unbelievable.
I'm surprised you haven't seen a concert yet there.
We've talked.
Is
about
there anything coming up in 2026 that you guys are like, ooh?
Well, the Eagles are there, I think, right now, or will be soon.
My father-in-law and mother-in-law saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loved it.
Everyone that's seen a concert there absolutely loves it. Kathy and one of my daughters saw The Wizard of Oz.
That also looked really cool.
And they said it was amazing. And it's
so nothing on the schedule right now that you're like, all right, I'm going to see that this year. Because obviously, how many more Vegas trips do you guys already have planned for the year?
2.
All right.
Yeah, so I think we're going to go in April again for a long weekend. So I got this question that just came in. Do we have time? Yeah, I got time. Let's see. How much of the U.S. military action do you believe is directly in response to President Trump's strategy, more so being devised by Stephen Miller? That's exactly right, because that's the guy that's all in. Pete Hegseth and others of influence in the administration and then sold to President Trump. Oh, I see what they're suggesting. The president is led by his advisors. Absolutely. I've accused this president of literally acknowledging and reinforcing the last thing he hears. And often can be a direct opposition to what he said 6 months ago. There is certainly strategy here. And it starts with the fact that Maduro's a bad dude. So having him gone, I guess, in some superficial level makes sense. But the question that everyone's asking, anyone that pays attention, is the replacement worse? Is the situation for the Venezuelans worse? We already know that there's reports. I was watching CNN and Fox last night. Some of these paramilitary groups shooting, killing people, apparently on the streets of Caracas, I believe. That's not a good situation. And this is the point that I never make the point the way I want to. Revolutions are hard to do. They're not easy things. People will die in a revolution. Ultimately, the long-range goal is that you could replace a dangerous dictatorship with a more healthy version of whatever we do here or a democracy. That's messy, it's ugly, dangerous, violent. That's why we don't have that many of them. That's our story here, and there's been a few other examples across the world. Whether that's Venezuela's story, I have no idea. But it starts with a replacement process, and if you believe in the legitimacy of the process, maybe that's the way it happens. But if you don't...
Well, it doesn't always start with a replacement process.
No, it doesn't.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that the repression of the Venezuelan people was a fact and that there was opposition. I mean, that's what they voted for, right? And there was an illegitimate election. But as far as, I don't know. There's still, so much of this is still unfolding.
Messy. Revolution is messy, which is my point. Were you thinking of DraftKings?
DraftKings,
there
thank
you go.
you.
Thank you, Texter.
I knew it started with a D.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a very popular one as well. 855-616-1620. What's your question? They're coming in on the Signing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Love to answer them. I see one on, what was the one that just popped up?
Should sports gambling ads on TV be outlawed? That's a good one. We'll discuss after this.
Right here.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great-paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
There are some things in this world that are both free and priceless at the same time, like your grandma's Christmas cookies or a spectacular sunset. When it comes to home buying, AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is both free, even though it's more work on our part than a slapdash bank pre-approval. And when it comes to making sure your home buying journey doesn't include any chest-clutching surprises and avoidable mistakes, it's also priceless. Sellers and listing agents recognize AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval as the gold standard of our industry. Not just because of our $2,000 guarantee, but because they know we've done our homework and that you're the real deal, especially if you need a bridge loan to buy that next home. You'll also like that our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and the mortgage folks with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Get started with your free, yet priceless, rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button at ACCUNET.com.
You can order online at martyspizza.net even before we open. And that's great for catering your large group lunch, or just to make sure we get your delivery order where it needs to be right on time. We're big on catering, and we love to deliver to large groups like weddings. You can bet a Marty's Pizza will bring a second win to any party. For carryout, delivery, or dine-in 7 days a week with 150 seating capacity, or for your large group gathering, remember Marty's Pizza off 594 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Remember Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Right off 594 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
We know that the people of Milwaukee are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Revolution. Producer Jazz does listen.
Sports.
Oh,
Bay.
yeah.
All right, so
of course.
from
I'm
the
open to it.
608, should sports gambling ads on TV be outlawed?
No.
Why?
It's free market, man. It's like, yeah.
And
it's not against the law.
I once listened to a really interesting podcast on the difference when this was specifically talking about drugs, and the difference between legalizing and decriminalizing drugs. And this, I think we were talking, it was mostly like hallucinogenics and stuff like that. And I think we see it with weed. Like I don't think I'm going to surprise anyone when I say the prohibition of drugs doesn't lead to people not doing drugs, right? This full step, we know that, right? But the cocaine is not legal. Cocaine is very readily available in a lot of ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the difference being when you introduce a legalized substance into a free, like you just said, free market capitalist society, and people can make money off of advertising to you a vice, you get into territory where, like look no further than what alcohol has done to our culture. And now people are drinking less, but it's just when you unleash a big industry and their ability to market to kids, to anyone, and use that kind of subversive power to get you to spend money on things that are not good for you. It's not great. Versus like, all right, you can do it, but like people can't like legally go after you to try to entice you to do it.
Right. You mentioned dry January.
Did I?
Yeah, I think so. Before, maybe it's yesterday. I was reading about this last night because I want to do this as a topic this week or probably next week. So everyone, chatting up dry January with really no acknowledgement that has a serious impact on the bars and restaurants that we need to survive this economy. Those things matter. So maybe here's the thing. Maybe instead of going the complete dry, maybe have less drinks. Maybe you still go out to dinner and you have one drink. It's like, why does it always have to be the extreme? Let's stop drinking in January. Why? It has economic impact. And I'm somebody that wants to see restaurants thrive because it's a great thing for...
Also order something besides a drink.
You could. But, I mean, it's
a lot of mocktails out there.
I'll make it even more bizarre. This no mo may. Cut your front yard. Don't cut your backyard.
That was such a leap.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
But it points to the absurdity that everything today is extreme. Stop doing this. Why? Maybe just temper your enthusiasm a bit. Cut your front lawn. Leave your back grow as wild as you want it. I got to see the front lawn. Don't really care about your backyard. On this one, stop talking about dry January. No one cares what you do. But I care.
I literally didn't even mention dry. I don't know where.
You did mention
in
dry January.
This show?
I'm going to have ChatGPT analyze, not this show, sometime in the last 2 weeks. I just wanted to say
that is a wide net that you just cast.
Yes, I did, because I want to make a point.
I don't think I said dry January. I said I'm not drinking during the week because I'm not doing dry January.
I made good for you because you recognize the importance of restaurants.
Well, also because I'm going on vacation this weekend.
Selfish. Totally selfish. All right. Texter, was it James? I saw one pop in here. Now my things.
Oh, the adjectives?
I actually Googled some stuff.
The question, the prompt is, I'd like
Three
to ask
adjectives
each
for
of you for
2026.
3 adjectives on what 2026 will be.
Fractured, volatile, unsettling.
More so or less so than 2025?
More so.
I think less so.
Why?
I think cracks in the foundation are happening. I feel
maybe.
the vibes feel very different now than they did midsummer. Here's
the amazing thing about politics. As you just said that the cracks in the foundation, and I may agree with you on that, there are the other side politically saying, we're energized, we're going, things are going great.
I don't think Democrats have a lot more enthusiasm. I mean, I think Democrats are, as a party and as the leadership there, have a lot of issues too. I just mean as far as we see on the influencer base side of MAGA, there's a lot of infighting ever since Charlie Kirk was killed. We see in the House a lot of people very frustrated with Speaker Mike Johnson's leadership. You have Marjorie Taylor Greene stepping down. Nancy Mace is not, she's running for governor, but she's not rerunning. There's a lot of people. Bacon from Nebraska is not running.
Just had a member die in California.
Just had a member unexpectedly die in California. And so as far as the frustration, I think, of sitting Republicans in the House, specifically the House, I think some of that is starting to crack. And so I just feel like there's going to be, I think this is going to feel different than it did last year as far as power shifts.
I agree with that, but here's the thing that a lot of us aren't thinking about yet, and certainly a lot of people are sort of had political fatigue from the last presidential election. It's a big election year in Wisconsin. We haven't started to be bombarded with all of that noise yet.
Yeah.
That might be the sort of disruptive factor in whatever calm that we may see this year. Great questions, by the way. They're all over the place. I love it. You still got a chance because we got a few more minutes left. 855-616-1620. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Ask us anything. Wendy, you get me. No mo may. All business in the front, all party in the back.
So you'd be fine if people don't mow their backyard.
I could care less about their backyards.
You care about their front yard.
Because we all drive.
Do you have an HOA in your neighborhood?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you pro HOA?
Reasonable HOAs. Because I have seen examples where it's like insane. Like, you can't paint your house this color.
I saw an unbelievable viral moment of a president of an HOA. It was like this very well-dressed older woman who just seems like she would be a nightmare to live next to. But she went on this rant about the difference between warm white lights versus cool white lights
nuts.
And what you had to have on your porch in this neighborhood.
Or what you can't have on your porch. Yeah, it's
Are
nuts.
you a warm white light guy or a cool white light guy?
I would be what's the difference? Like,
I think cool. I think if I remember correctly, cool white light feels like you're under interrogation.
No, warm would be me.
Yeah, I think that's the
Subtle,
preference is
light.
warm white light.
It's like I was talking this is a little inside baseball, but I come downstairs at, because we're upstairs doing our work, come down here at 9:30. Every light is on down here. I was telling Alex Stroh, if we could do surgery down here, it's so bright. I take it down a notch every day. And then someone turns it back up. I'm going to find who that person is. I'm going to hunt them down.
And then what? What are you going to do when you find them? Tell them to stop turning it up?
I'm going to send them an angry email. That's what I'm going to do. An angry, frustrated email. I'm going to troll them. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to troll. I just beat up trolls. And yes, there are members of the media who are trolls. Trust me on that one. Thanks for those questions. All right, not lots more time, a little bit of time left on Ask Us Anything on Point Taken.
Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
She's been putting off knee surgery for years, and she had a trip coming up to Ireland. and she knew she was going to be walking a lot more than she had become accustomed to. So she finally took a chance and called for an appointment. And it ended up helping her. She was able to do the walking and sightseeing pain-free. It led to an enjoyable trip, and I think we're going to be able to help her live a better life going forward. One that won't let pain stand in her way any longer. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and these are the kind of real-life stories I love to hear. Pain can take so much away from us, and when we can alleviate that kind of pain, it makes our purpose here at Rejuvenex that much more fulfilling. Don't let pain stand in your way any longer. Every day is precious. Take that next step. Schedule your appointment at Rejuvenex and start living your life again.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Take a look at our Google reviews to learn more.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You ever wonder how your house would look if it were a different color, or had a new roof, or maybe a splashy front door? Well, you can see for yourself just by going to TriCountyContractingWI.com. Add a photo of your house and design a new look. Then call them when you're ready. TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Hair volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
A teen from Milwaukee facing multiple felony charges following a hit and run.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
Remember, a common cold in you might be something serious in somebody else. For a general cold, rest up, stay hydrated, and make sure you're getting the proper nutrients. That's going to do it. That's going to help you get better.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Will put you in all right, we got a quick one on the phone line, but we're not going to talk to the caller because we don't have time. Jazz will reframe it for us.
All right, the other Steve from Oak Creek asked, should Milwaukee have a Laverne and Shirley statue?
I say yes.
I say no statue. This is this is a personally motivated request. Someone should write a revival play, and I will star in it.
What about a mural?
I would love, or maybe a mural. Right. I would love to do a Laverne and Shirley revival.
Which one? Laverne or Shirley?
Who do you think I'm more like?
Shirley.
Okay.
Well, you get darker hair, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I want the statue. Real quick, because we have a little bit of time, pick your favorite classic car that I would want to own, a 70s era Corvette.
I would say a 60s era, either VW Bug or Fastback.
Oh, also
I love VW. I love the classic, quirky Mini Coopers are also like one of those.
I would say 90s era black BMW convertibles. There's some really nice ones. You can see it in American Gigolo, the great movie with Richard Gere. He drives one. I'd love to have that car. Very specific reference. All right, we're going to be back tomorrow. Thursday, busy show, guest heavy tomorrow. There's Laverne and Shirley right there. In the form of Greg Matzik and one of our other producers. Anyway, you write the play. Well, maybe you'll.
Someone else has to write the play. I don't have time to write the play, but I would act in it.
All right, this is next. 6.0 WTMJ.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog with a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea